So I've got a project tonight. The bath was leaking, and I thought I would be smart and just take this handle off, try and tighten it real quick and fix it. Ended up making it loose, and now the water is not turning off. So I've gone and shut off the water at the main valve, gone to Ace Hardware and bought a new piece. Watched a couple of YouTube videos, and now I'm going to hopefully give you a rundown of how it's going to work. A lot of the videos that I saw had terrible video quality and didn't really show you too well kind of what the pieces look like, where they go, and whatnot. So I'm going to hopefully do a better job of that. So stay tuned and we'll get this taken care of real quick. This is the new piece that we have here, the little Allen wrench we're going to use to take the handle off, screwdriver, and then some pliers just to get that old piece out. So we'll show you kind of how that works.
So you're going to take this little bolt out with your Allen wrench. I had loosened it up before, so it came out easy for the video, but it did take a little bit of work. Then there's going to be one screw in this black piece of plastic that will come straight out. Again, I had done this once previously, so it was much more loose by the time I was taking it out here. So if you have a little bit more trouble, it's totally normal. Now I just wanted to show you kind of what the pieces look like. This piece is used to turn the knob to give you the heat, and on these two white pieces you can tell that there's these rivets in them. Those should just keep those white, the knob lined up, and you'll be good to go. So after I pulled this out, I thought I may have been smarter to just do it after I pulled off the wall mount or the wall cover, but it worked out, so I wouldn't stress too much about it. So you can see in mine, whoever did it did a pretty lazy job and just caulked it. But then I did have to push this little piece into the wall to be able to get it out. Be careful, because if that does fall down into the wall, then you're going to have to go buy that piece specifically. Now, I had to speed this up because it took me way longer than I'd want to admit to get this out of the wall, and this is probably the biggest reason why my handle was so tough to turn the handle for me. So I finally got it out, and it looks like these plastic pieces or these rubber pieces had kind of started falling off, and so that's why it was sticking. So good to get that piece finally out. Now we're gonna prep the new piece, get it ready to put it in. So they do give you some oil. Cut that open, make sure that you use all of it. There's no sense in keeping any of it, so I did as much as I could on there, also to make it slide in much easier. Then you can see I'm going to point out the H and the C for the hot and cold. Make sure that that's up, and I can tell that no one had changed this in a while, so it was hard to push it in. I grabbed my pliers and gave it that last little bit of effort to get the job done. Let's see, then we've got just the little safety. I did notice I have to push it back into the wall to go straight down, and it went down super smooth once I got it in the correct position. Don't force it, because if you bend it, it's going to make your life a lot harder. And everything did fit pretty snug. So we're going to put that metal piece back on, kind of to give us a bearing of where everything else is going to go. I messed it up, and then show you that I put the wall backer on there. If I can actually get it on there, struggle there a little bit. You can tell I'm no pro. It took me a second to line up the screws, but once I got those went in pretty easy. Overall, this job, from the YouTube videos, I was a little bit skeptical because it did look difficult, but it ended up not being that bad at all. putting that white piece back in, making sure it lines up. And then here, I did test to make sure that the hot and cold water was going to line up the way that I needed it to be. So yeah, I wanted to have that ending up, and you'll see I'll get the screw in, and I did have to hold it in place so that it stayed up for the next step of us putting on that handle. Same thing, really quick, grab it, screw it in with your fingers, and then use that Allen wrench to get it all the way. Now, once I got this done, it turned so smooth that I honestly thought that I did it wrong. And so you can see here, I'm a little bit worried because my wife would kill me if I had done this wrong, because we had our water off, and our tenants downstairs were not going to be happy if we kept the water off for a long time. So this is me here thinking I probably should have read the instructions, and it's looking like it worked. Honestly, I'm pausing here because I'm worried that I did it wrong because it turned so smooth. Seriously, ours was so hard to turn. Big sign that it was broken, but hey, must have done it right. And so thanks for watching. Also, as a recap, the project took probably 30 minutes after I had all of the pieces that I needed, and really happy that it was able to save me as much money as it did. This would have cost me at least probably $150 to $200 with a plumber. I ended up doing it for under $40, so try it yourself.